Photoshop. When you say reality is um, far better than what? Far better than the native DAZ render engine? Oh, absolutely. Um, better than Cinema 4D? Maybe, maybe. Um, I mean, I don't know. It depends on what you're comparing it to. What am I doing here? Okay, so the scene we have features the lovely Ashley. Oh, better than LuxRender. Well, the thing is, Reality is just a plugin, right? It's not Reality itself is not a render engine. Um, Reality is just a plugin that connects DAZ Studio to LuxRender. LuxRender is the actual render engine. So, in other words, you need both of them. You can also connect DAZ Studio directly to LuxRender without Reality, but you still need a plugin to do it. You just don't use Reality. So they're not really the same thing. They're two different things. Better than Cinema 4D? Maybe. So just a little bit of quick uh, stuff here at the beginning. What I do is I take just a layer of white and overlay it over the entire thing after doing a curves adjustment to bring out some of the highlights in all of the colors. It basically just ups the contrast, which I will also adjust. So, and let's do that now. Make it a little brighter. Take down the contrast a tiny bit since we upped it before. Somewhere around there-ish. That's good. Yes, I figured, Amanda, you would enjoy the converse. And I do as well. But you knew that already. I'm glad you're enjoying the streams, Hydra. I enjoy doing them. They are fun. The only thing is I worry that I'm not doing a good enough job being entertaining and keeping you all in a good mood while I do this. Because from my perspective, this is all pretty dull and not very interesting. So, I don't know, maybe I'll be drunk more often. Maybe that'll make it more exciting. So, in this shot of her, this is just from, obviously, from looking down. I'm gonna just throw this on the other image. That's the plan, to just kind of stick it in the corner over here, um, so I can combine them into one image here. But I'm just gonna do the same quick thing that I did with the other one, so that it looks somewhat consistent. Hmm. And there's some, unfortunately, there's some stuff that didn't quite work the way I wanted it to with this render, and I'm not super happy with it, but it'll be okay because she's just going to be shoved into a corner. So that's where Ash goes. She just gets to sit in the corner for this. All we're going to see of her is her shoes. So it doesn't really matter that much, but I'm just going to tweak it a little bit. So, and you see all this kind of weird looking bumpiness on her neck. That's probably bumpier than a normal human neck should be. So what we can do is just apply a very, very low strength blur to smooth that out. And this actually works pretty good for clearing up graininess from renders as well. Because sometimes in some of these renders that don't, go for hours and hours and hours at a time, is in these shadow areas of where the light doesn't reflect, there are sometimes grainy pixels. So one way to smooth that out is just to use a really low strength blur. That usually works pretty good. Yeah, she's hot. I am very much aware of that. Whoops, that was the Kill Bill filter. Didn't mean to do that. So just the same kind of thing I'm doing to her arm, just a little bit. We don't really need to do it, but every little bit helps. And then what I like to do is an overlay layer for the eyes, just to bring out some of the color. So if I'm remembering right off the top of my head, and I should probably just check. Yeah, her eyes are kind of like a, I don't know, what the fuck do you call that? Jade greenish, blue something. You know what I mean. Somewhere around here. Or sure, emerald, yeah. You can call it that. And then we reduce the opacity to make it look normal. Alright, so this one's good. Now, back to the other one. I would love to do more with AI. I may just do that. I don't have anything in mind off the top of my head, but I could certainly see something in the future, the near future. So now this is the fun part. We get to add in all of the lovely blood splatters. Yeah, how are you enjoying the Unreal Engine 4, Amanda? Is that working out for you? No, this is not the splatter for this. Let me find a different one. Whoops. It's a snowflake. So all I'm really doing is just kind of matching up the perspective of the blood splat so that it looks like it's actually on the ground rather than, just pasted onto the image. So, and I mean, you can even tell just looking at this that her shoe and the tiny guy are all blurred in the background. So once this is all set up, I will apply the appropriate amount of blur to make this look like it fits. And one for this guy, because his leg is getting smashed. Have fun learning C++. That sounds like a lot of work. I would rather do this. Well, this guy is almost completely disappeared, so we're not even going to really see him, but we might just be able to catch